Between the episodes on Eisenholm. Grabbing the olivine, quartz, and bauxite that we collected last episode, I made my way up to our new pulverizer to take it for a spin. With our materials crushed, I made a batch of Tier 2 refractory bricks and got them firing, having to expand our pit kiln area just a little bit to accommodate them. And I had to collect grass, since, well, that's almost as sparse as our remaining wood supply. Then I got them firing. Toasty. With the first batch cooking, I set out in search of more olivine for the rest of the bricks we'll need to build a steel furnace. My search eventually led me to stumble upon a ruin just a few blocks under the surface that had, well, coincidentally, some refractory bricks. Only Tier 1, but they'll help. The ruin was chock full of clutter, including an old furnace from that other block game. Mine's not looking. I'll have these. I grabbed as much as my greedy little arms could carry and made 3 trips in total, hauling all of my new derelict goodies back home. As luck would have it, just outside the ruin, I got an olivine reading on the ProPic. It was seemingly being guarded, however. No matter. After making short work of the drifters, I got to mining. This vein was much larger than the last, and just kept going, and going, and going. Eventually I had more than enough for now, and decided to tunnel straight up and head out to home. Our first batch of refractory bricks were done, so I grabbed more of our materials to crush up. I had to grab a tiny bit more quartz, and decided to smith a copper elbow chute using 2 chute sections. This would help make our pulverizing experience a bit more passive to save my fingers. Loading up a chest on top of the elbow chute, all I had to do was let the goods flow in. I love industry. With everything crushed, I used up pretty well all of our fire clay to make 5 more stacks of Tier 2 refractory bricks, and got the second of many more batches firing. I'll keep the excess stacked up beside our pit kilns for easy access as we continue to cook batch after batch. With bricks baking, I discovered that our supply of mortar had run dry. I started grinding a stack of limestone, eventually getting the bright idea to hook up our quern to the windmill system. The wind had other ideas, so back to hand grinding it was. Then it was time to bake the lime, eat a bunch of excess carrots, since our oven was currently occupied, and as is tradition, deal with the temporal storm that was rolling in. The 11 rusty gears I got from it would definitely help to build our wallet back up after our shopping spree a little while ago. After the storm, the quicklime was done. Down to the basement to mix it with water, and a brief trip out to the frozen beaches to gather sand. Mixing in the sand, we got 256 mortar. That'll last us a bit. I then hopped back over to the Mason Lodge to put away the extra sand, and that, my friends, brings us to today, where we're not going to let the high rift activity stop us from making our way to steel. 'Cause that's what our nerves are made out of. Drifters don't scare me. You can't do nothing. Oh, okay. Why are you just standing there? Drifters are acting a little weird. Now, while we may not be scared of drifters, let's just make this daytime, so we can better see what's going on in the world. There we go, a hearty breakfast has been had. Rift activity's down to medium. Let's go check out our pit kilns. The bustly, windy, snowy March 8th. We're getting close to the end of the year. Spring is on the horizon. And our bricks are complete, or at least this batch is. We still have, well, all of those, which is a lot. That's, we got a lot of bricks to fire. I worry that I may have overdone it. But, on the other hand, when 1.20 comes around, and beehive kilns are introduced, well, we're gonna need a whole bunch of them for building that, too. But if we make a few extra, that's perfectly fine, since we will need replacements, because there's a small percentage chance that each block could break anytime we cook steel. This is just saving us time in the long run. Let's just fill up our inventory with the entire stack that we've completed. And let's use some of this mortar to make as many Tier 2 refractory brick blocks as we can. We are also going to need 6 grates, so... Does this say how many we need? Because we've got 48. And enough grates for, well, 1.5. We're going to need 3 more of these. That's okay. Around 65 blocks of refractory bricks. Well, we're going to have to fire more of these, I suppose. So let's go grab our fuel and all that. We're probably going to need more grass again. Note to self, once it's spring, collect as much grass as humanly possible. We're going through it like it's going out of style. Ah, we have already gone through all our grass. It has indeed gone out of style. Gonna need a stack of stick, a stack of peat, and grab this old boy. It's a shame we have to break all the snow just to be able to get to the grass underneath. I mean, it makes sense in a way. Just a added layer of winter inconvenience. That's okay. Soon enough, the snow will be gone. And we can bust out the short sleeve t-shirts once again. There we go. Couple extra pieces, just for good measure. Let's go get those pit kilns lit. I really am at the cusp of allowing that to burn that door down, huh? Oh boy. Well, since we're waiting for the next batch to get done, let's dig out that charcoal pit. Kind of forgot about it for a little bit here, and let's see. Ooh, look at that charcoal. Alright. Now you lose random varying amounts, so it's a little, you know, less efficient than it could be if it was lossless, but that's okay. I don't know how many stacks of charcoal this is going to be. It was a 4x4 pit. Guess we're going to find out if we can fit it all. Our pockets might be too tiny. I remember digging these out in the days before I believed in making shovels. Just doing it by hand. Oh, that took forever. This is so much quicker. Still time consuming, but a worthwhile endeavor. Here it comes. Alright, not too bad. That's almost 5.5 stacks of charcoal. That'll do. Let's just let the snow fall on our heads. Let's open up this pit just so that we can recollect some of this dirt here. Now the excess packed dirt, to be able to cover this back up, I'm just going to plop that into our workshop here. Yeah. Keep our 15 on us for pillaring. And now, rift activity's down to low. It might be, maybe not safe, but safe enough, hopefully. To pop on inside the workshop and maybe start getting the first... Or perhaps not. Look at those guys roaming around like they own the place. Oh, he's seen me. It's okay, we have plenty of other steps that we have to do before we can get that furnace up and running anyway. How much iron do we have? I used them all. You kidding me? Okay, so given that I've used all of the ingots, We are just gonna have to make more. So I think as much as I said I won't do it, maybe it is time to move the Helvhammer up top just for faster wind speeds. Because typically the wind speed is better up there. I think. Maybe. Now we're going to need a lot more iron ingots, not only to have a batch so that we can fire it into steel, but we're also going to need plates. Iron plates to be able to make a door. So that's going to be a good number of iron blooms that we're going to have to process. And the one Helvhammer down here, that could take a little bit. I've just been eating a stack of carrots for so long. Let's actually make a meal. Speaking of food, I haven't checked on the pigs in a minute. Are there any little baby pigs? I can't remember when the date was that you were all supposed to be born. You're not attacking me, so... Forgot about my hay. Do I have room? I have room. Alright, little piggies. I'll have to confer with the footage to remember when you're supposed to give birth. I spy with my little eye. Chickens. Wonder if they're able to pathfind up the little ramp I made them. Scare them just a little closer. Just maybe observe from afar, see what they do. Okay, well you're confused. What's your friend doing? Also gonna walk under there. I see. You're trying to find your way up top. Look at them. Doing their little dance. So I think the elevated coop was a good idea in theory, but in practice, we get dancing chickens. I mean, they're going to fall over at this rate. They're going to get dizzy. So that is something that will need to be addressed, for sure. I'm just going to waltz around it so I don't confuse them, and they can just, well, stay in, I guess, their already confused state. This is fine. Right, food. So let's make a parsnip, and honestly, I think just the parsnips. Let's have a little nibble of a parsnip. Let's just have a nice little bun toasting session. Probably one of the last few for the winter. Let's enjoy the ambiance. Excellent. Hearty turnip stew. Hefty turnip stew. Oh boy. Okay, now let's get our inventory cleared out a little bit here. Just so we can have a little bit of space. So if we want to get into making steel, there's a few things we have to take care of. First, we're going to need to pick out the color for our coffins. No, don't worry, we're not about to expire. This will be a stone coffin to cook our iron in inside the furnace. And we've got a few different options here. We can rule out andesite, because I don't think we have any. So we can do granite, andesite, basalt, or peridotite, and I'm pretty sure I want to go with basalt. So that makes that a pretty easy decision. So we've got to make 2 full coffins with lids, and then we've got to process a whole bunch of iron, because we're going to need at least 16 ingots to do a batch of steel, but also enough iron to make enough plates for at least one of the 2 steel doors we're going to need. That's 1 for each furnace. I don't think we're going to get both furnaces built today, but one is a daunting but obtainable goal. So before the snow has thawed, I hope, I want to get a batch of steel going. So let's start this with one of the easier steps, the coffins. Because the iron is going to be the most time-consuming process out of this whole list. So I'm going to put it off a little bit. Hello? Basalt, that's slate. That's shale. There's basalt. So I'm going to need more of these. Okay. Well, let's pop what we have into our inventory. These ones are chiseled, so they're not really going to do us any good. So I think, hopefully the rift activity will go down. That's real close to my face. Let's go down to the lava hole. Get some basalt, y'all. We're at low rift activity. In the lava, it's a little dangerous. We'll do a quick little safety check down the lava hole. Hopefully things will just coincidentally go to calm before we go down there, but I somehow highly doubt that. I'm going the wrong way around this little hillside, I think. Oh, I was way off from where I thought I was.
You silly sausage, you have a map and everything.
Hello, lava, my old friend. I've come to mess with you again. Well, at least nothing can get me... Nothing can get me from this side, because they're going to have to go through the lava no matter which direction they go, so I'm safe there. A very specific path could bring something down here to get me. I should make a safety railing at some point. But, how many of these do I need for a lid? 1 each, so 4 more, so 12. So I'm going to need 16 in total, and a little bit of powdered borax, which, easy enough. We've got a lot. Okay. This will be enough for 2 full coffins. Awesome. Let's get out of here before any drifters decide it's a good idea to play around hot, boiling magma. Yeah, let's grab our chisel. Ooh. Oh, we do have a spare. And pop that there, pop that there. 4 coffin sections right there. Simple as that. Easy as pie. Now we need to powder some borax. So it turns into 2 powdered borax, so we just need 2 of these. And I believe we could save ourselves a moment by... No, we can't. Through the windmill chamber to powder up a couple of borax. It's a long climb for a small quern. Are we safe here? Yeah. And just like that, we're set. So, pop those there, pop those there. A hammer, a chisel. We got our coffin lids right there. Hey, that's a beauty. Got our coffins and our coffin lids. Get to hear the majestic majesty of a bear somewhere up top there. Oh, it's great. It's great. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I don't know what I'm going on about. I'm just excited for steel. What am I doing? Right. So, since we've got at least the things we need to start doing a steel furnace, let's just get a couple of those little bits in place and, you know, put off having to process dozens of ingots worth of iron. Oh, I see. We don't need an HOA here. Alright. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the interior going to be here. So the coffin, we're going to have our walls around here. The floors of it are going to be this central chamber. So these grates are going to go there. Get regular refractory bricks there. And nope, that's the wrong way around. We go like so. And like so. And I believe if we... shift right click. This will show us where we need to have different blocks. So. And this is where I didn't exactly need to cut out all of this. I could very well fill in some of the extra spots here again, and I think I might, though I don't have enough packed dirt on me. Before I seal up these corners, let's go see what kind of block do we have an abundance of. Unless... would it be funnier to hear drifters who've spawned into the corners? Hello? Oh. See, just like that one did. Might just make our furnaces sound a little bit more menacing. Yeah, I think that's funny. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna leave the corners in there, so drifters could theoretically spawn in back there, just be entirely trapped inside. Like, they're not gonna be able to do anything. But they will be sound effects, essentially. Okay, so we're gonna need at least one there. And like so. Alright, alright. That there. That there. Ah. I see what I'm missing. Underneath. Ah, my silly, silly man. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Where's the 7th? Is it that one? Ah. So we need, yeah, 5 more refractory bricks and the iron door. And so, with this little setup that we're gonna have, that is going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only made these internal chambers 10. Okay. Let's get this dug out while we're standing in here. There we go. That's as much as we can get done of this second one. But at least we have an idea based on what we need. So, I'm going to want a little chamber underneath of all of this to be able to fuel these guys up, because underneath the coffins, we have to put piles of coal, specifically under that a block and under that a block. So those exact spots right there. I'm thinking if we just dig under here, we can create a little chamber accessible via a door. And we'll very likely want to pretty this up just a wee bit. I think actually for that we might want more basalt, or we could just do the granite. That's going to be a lot of the design here. Oh no, it's a face. Ah! Save me. Save me from my own insanity. Oh no! Nom 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 nom. I'm gonna die in this place. So anyway, I'm thinking with this interesting look is if I chisel out something to kind of block half of these entryways off, so kind of like a half slab here, vertical half slab here, I can make a centered walkway even though this is an even amount of space. So I probably do, I don't know, some kind of, maybe a chiseled service door? Bust out the custom doors on the Chisel Tools mod? That could be fun. And then have just a nice little staircase that descends in, which I think because of that corner there, I'll probably need to push this out one. So It'll kind of be a little, maybe arched. Yeah, maybe a little arched jut out in the center. Oh, the floor is going to be raised up here as well, so it's already going to have to be one higher because the floor is going to come up to there. So yeah, it'll be a little diagonal tunnel that'll just kind of come down into here where we'll have our coal piles. And we'll remove some of these blocks as we need to, just to decorate up the underside here. Could do it in regular fire brick, actually. Maybe. Maybe the decor is going to come a little later. And before we get too hasty and do something like, I don't know, process all the iron that we're going to need, let's go check and see if the other bricks are done. Anything to avoid the hour and a bit of, oh, way, ho. The snow just went down a layer. Alright. Alright, Spring, hold your horses. All it takes is challenging yourself to finish something before spring, and suddenly spring is like, no. I will be here early. But at least our bricks are done. Okay, that's going to take harvesting a bit more grass to be able to fire those. But, ooh, these 24 should be enough for us to get at least one of these furnaces put together. Apart from the iron door and all the iron ingots. And pop those there. 2 blocks are missing. That's just the door. Alright. I guess with 19 blocks we can just... Good enough. I guess with that, we will probably want the entirety of this chamber dug out, at least for visual access to these blocks under here. So having visual access for all of these blocks is just going to make it a lot easier in case any of these bottom ones crack after a successful firing. The mouth is just wider now. I feel like it needs a name with a face like that. I'm thinking Fergus the Fairness. Not that he'll ever know that. Not that it's even a he. It's just a pair of furnaces. Oh no, he's twins. Okay, the more I'm in this cave, the less sane and hungry I am. Not less hungry, the more hungry I am. Yeah, I get it. I know. Let me munch. Let me crunch. Give me the food. There we go. Put some of these stones away. So really, apart from making more bricks to finish off the second steel furnace, iron is really the big bottleneck right now. That's kind of what I've got to do. And we're not going to need these coffin lids until we're ready to do a firing, because we'll have to fill that up with coal and iron ingots and such, so I'm just going to put the coffin lids here for a minute. Got a hammer, we got a backup hammer. I don't think we're going to need the chisel, though we're not going to need much in the way of inventory space at the moment, because really it's just going to be stackable ingots. At least if I remember correctly, we've got 46 iron blooms ready to be turned into ingots, so moderate breeze, gentle breeze. The wind is not on our side. Yes, hello, chicken. Spring is on its way. Soon you will have a new home. It's one thing I do want to check. Because it could have been coincidental that one time when I was up there, the wind was just a hurricane there, and maybe it was hurricane down here too, and I just didn't notice. So we've got a gentle breeze, fresh breeze, so we don't have a lot of wind. Well, moderate breeze, but it's going between those. So I'm just going to take a little trip all the way up top just to get a look at what kind of wind we have up there compared to down below. We're doing this with science. Doesn't help that the wind keeps constantly changing. I don't know if that's because of coming to the mountain, but it's going between fresh breeze, strong breeze, moderate breeze. Now we're hitting gale up here. All right. Strong breeze near gale. All right. That's pretty good. And then if we come down here, so that was hitting near gale. Down here, we're getting kind of, yeah, between fresh breeze, strong breeze. Okay. Gentle breeze. Yeah, I think that makes my decision for me. I think we're chopping this boy down. We're gonna put him up top. You're coming with me? You're coming with me. I'll grab you when I'm done. Take these axles. I'll rebuild you later. I don't need you to be functional in here, really. This is kind of a decor building. How often do I need specifically a quern? I'm coming for you, windmill. And your little sails, too. Sorry. This is all in the name of progress. You don't obey the laws of physics, do you? How do you like that, physics-defying eldritch abomination? Let's go down there and grab the rest of that. We're still good on inventory space. Beautiful. As much as it pains me to get rid of the temporary workshop, we're going to have a new temporary workshop in a little bit more of an efficient location. Well, no, not efficient location, but efficient for power location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got all our sails. Good. We've got our rotor. Got our axles. Our big gears, our little gears. The toggle, the base, and the hammer itself. I believe that's all the mechanical components. Let's pop those away. And that's got our blooms. So let's pop that guy on our back. Take that. Grab that. This is fine. And I will replace the windmill up there. Just for the moment, more sails mean more power. So we're going to put them where we can use them. Until we get a whole bunch of flax, and then, well, once we can make sails for everything, then it won't really matter. We'll have our nice decorative windmill back here. So while it's calm, let's get up there and see what we can do. Let's grab some extra angled gears, because I want to try, with all the torque that we're going to have from so many windmills on a single helve hammer, I want to try getting a little bit of a gear up going on. Alright, let's dual wield light sources and get her done. We're getting patches of grass coming back in. The snow is definitely melting. I feel like by the time I'm finished with the iron, I'm going to come out here and all the snow's just going to be gone. Now, all we need is for the wind to not betray us. Okay. Let's start by... let's just pop our torch there. Free up a couple of inventory spots. Put our tongs below. There we go. Now, let's test out a couple things here. Pop that. And then let's say... No, I need to make that one higher. We'll just do it like that. Let's break this boy. There we go. Attach an axle there. An axle there. Remove our dirt so everything is eldritch and floaty. And we've got a faster gear. Alright, alright. And we can place our hammer there. Excellent. That is spinning so unbelievably fast. Let's hope we've got the torque to keep up with this. Okay, that's so far so good. Oh, come on. You can do it. Oh, it's struggling. Ooh, he's trying. Let's give this a hand by putting a few more sails up there just to see if we can speed this whole business up. It's torqued up. That is 100 kilonewton output, so that is maximum. That is 80, so now that's 100. That. Ooh, I'm a hungry boy. So we've got a nice big boost here. Wind speed is at 56%. So that's what? 100, 200, 280 kilonewtons times. I believe it's a 1.7 modifier for being this high up. You know, I'm saying these numbers. Do I know what it means? Not really. Vague approximation. All I know is Helvhammer go zoom. Which is exactly what I want. It's a little loud, so you know what? We're going to keep the forge over here. Listen to it zooming. Ah. Just think of the power we can command when we can run a bunch of those guys. Oh, would you look at the clock? It's me, the April Fool. Happy Halloween. I wonder, does anybody celebrate holidays like in-game? On the in-game date? So I'm going to be at this for a long while. But at least we have a nice quick Helvhammer setup up here. So it's not going to be too bad. And when it's daytime, we do get some natural sunlight coming through the hole in the ceiling. So I got that going for me, which is nice. I'll see you all once my hands are raw and sooty. And probably very scorched. Woo! There we go. The wind died down a little sooner than I wanted. We've got our 6 plates and 16 iron ingots.
That means we're ready to steal.
Not from anybody.
Yeah. The other kind of steel.
I did have to finish off the last couple ingots by hand since this Helvhammer just decided, it didn't want to move anymore. We do have a moderate breeze now, though. Well, I'll come back later and check on that. So. Ooh. Oh, they're hot. I see. Right. So let's get these 6 iron plates turned into a single door. That's 12 ingots for a single iron door. I'm just going to do my best to not touch the ingots in the inventory. And hopefully they'll be cool by the time I'm putting them in the coffin. Ooh, I hear drifties.
Oh, boys.
My bad. So, there we go. With the iron door all in place, I think that's complete. That is built. So this entire wall here, of course, is all going to be decorated. This entire place is going to be decorated. We're not leaving it just this pared white. We're going to use a lot of that granite. I've got some design ideas. I think it's going to look pretty neat. What I am going to do, eat a little snack, I'm going to need to build something right here to hold the coal underneath. Let's go grab ourselves some coal and, well, probably some granite, honestly. You know what? Maybe shale cobblestone. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the look of that. Of course, I might change the design a little bit as we actually decorate down in there. This is kind of just to get it functional so we can start getting Right, I moved all my coal up to where I just came from. Okay. What was I saying? Right. Once I start going over the detail work in the workshop there and getting everything looking, you know, the way it's supposed to, that is when I'll worry about whether or not this shale cobblestone looks out of place or not. It's probably going to look perfectly fine. But in the event that it doesn't, I am not overly concerned. There we go, and so that sits directly under the coffin. So the coffin that's sitting in the cementation furnace for steel making needs to have 2 piles of coal lit underneath of it. So in order to have those lit underneath of it, we need a way to hold it in, which means we need these covering the sides of it. Why didn't I bring my hand planer? Ah, jeez. You startled me. Rock directly to my face, out of nowhere. Oh. That was an adrenaline spike. You want to catch that guy's license plate? He came out of nowhere. Making my way straight back. I can't make one trip with everything that I need. Da 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 da. I forget things, and I leave them in weird places. There we go. So I shaved everything down here to just 1 voxel thick, so I could just walk around the entire thing. Super easy. And then all I gotta do is make a couple little holes here. Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of spooky. Alright. Well, in any case, we got our coal holder. So let's go grab our coal. Oh, the wind is back. Awesome. So, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is a stack and a half to get things started. And then beyond that, it's going to be another couple of stacks of charcoal. So it's going to be a lot of charcoal. So if I was running both of these, once this one's completed, that's probably going to be most of an entire charcoal burn with that 4x4x4 pit, just to fuel both of these through to the end. That's ooh, it's dark in here. It's a tough life, but someone's got to do it. There we go. And so you just kind of put in alternating layers of charcoal and ingots. All right, that took a little over half a stack. Cool. Where did I put the lids? I think I'm going to need to keep a torch down there just for sake of ease, because I don't tend to carry one on me. Probably should. It's a good idea. So we're going to grab you. We're going to grab a bit more of you. And we're going to head right on back down, and I'm pretty sure I probably left the coffin lids in the Mason Lodge. I have a sneaking suspicion I put them in the basalt box, didn't I? Probably. Alright. It's only like the 3rd trip in the last 10 minutes. Basalt box. Coffin lids. Everything I've ever wanted. Is there anything else I need before I run back? No. Okay. So, we're gonna pile this up here. Oh. That's only half a stack. Well, that's not too bad. And then all you gotta do is just light this on fire. And light this one on fire. And away you go. And we'll just double check in here. Open the door. Stone coffin lid is missing. Okay, receives heat. There we go. Oh. Yeah, don't forget to put the coffin lids on before. That could have been dangerous if I couldn't reach. Or if I wasn't thinking and I was standing inside the second that lid went on, oh, that coal was already lit. Which also, unfortunately, means I might miss out on a percent or two just because of that, what was that, 10, 20 seconds that it was lit beforehand? Ah, it's okay, we don't need perfection. We're perfect just the way we are. Each and every one of us. Except for you. You know who you are. But yeah, you can see in there, there's fire, there's heat. It looks dangerous, and if you go in there, you will start to, well, you'll die pretty quickly, because all that fire coming up. But, there we go. Okay, receives heat. Carburization, 0% complete. We'll let that go. And this will take a few different runs of filling these back up. So, we'll have to come back here several times before this is all done. But yeah, whatever design we decide, it's just going to be a mirror in this room here. And then, like I said, yeah, using slabs there will make just a centered walkway here, just to make use of chiseling so that we can take an even space and make it work for us the same way that an odd space would. It's quite a magical thing, really. So I think for the moment, there's really not much else to be done with the steel. Just a matter of kind of leaving it and letting it do its thing. I'll leave everything that I need over here, so it's all close by. Oh. Oh. How'd you guys get in here? It's bright like daytime. Ah. Whoop. Let them fight amongst themselves up there. Since the Drifty Boys keep seeming to want to pop out of nowhere, let's get out of here. Ah, daytime. April 2nd. A brisk -2.5 degree morning. 7:30. Breakfast time. Grab ourselves a bite to eat. Perfection. There we go. Kind of looks like I'm holding the camera here. Well, we've hit a pretty massive milestone today. Not quite in the Steel Age. Still technically the Iron Age, but once that first batch of steel is done, then we'll be considered fully into the Steel Age. And also with it being April 2nd in-game, there's really only another 7 days after today until we hit the start of the new year. So that's pretty neat. We're going to hit the beginning of our 3rd year. Year 2. Because the first year is 0. Then you go, this was year 1. And then this coming year is year 2. The 3rd year. That's why the 2000s were called the 21st century. But anyway, I digress. So with a load of steel in the oven, I think this is a good place to call the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And a special shout out to all of our channel members, and a hello to the new ones. There's a few of you here. Hello. Thank you all so much. You're the greatest. But I'll see you next time when we're going to finish off the 2nd year in Eisenholm. And get that chicken finally out of our house. I promise. I promise. Once the snow's gone, we're doing that. Okay, bye. Glass is weird. Aye.